Right then, so that's the first cut all done, and now we're going to move into the pixie cut. So we got the bases of the cut done because we've already done all the clipper work and everything. Now I'm going to show you how to blend it a bit more rather than leaving it so heavy. Although I do like this cut. So I'm just going to re-wet her quickly. And the other bit of information that I got to share with you, and I'll send everything out formally, but I have managed to get Patrick Cameron to do me a live interview, so which for me is quite exciting. I love his work. I've always followed him. He was massive when I started training. He's still big now, but I think there's been a lot more people push through it, like Desmond Murray and that. Slightly more modern, but still he's kind of the king of hair up, isn't he? If anybody has any questions they would like to put to him, I would really like to get your input as well. So please think of some questions that I can ask him about his career, about his education, about what he offers as education, any resources that you can pick up from him and things like that. Please just send some questions to me. Like I say, I'll send something out on Teams in a bit, but yeah, that's very, very exciting for me. Okay, so I've just completely wet her through. She's got a bit of a different look to her now. So what we're doing here is we're going to work everything now to sit forward. So I'm just going to put my sectioning in and then I'll show you. So I'm working from the highest point of the head and bringing all of this forward. So I've literally just parted it from the highest point down to the ear, and I've left the back as one full section. So we're now gonna bring this in at a 45-degree angle or slightly steeper because it's cut quite high with the clipper, and we're just going to join the whole haircut together rather than leaving it overhanging through here now. So I'm going to work from my top section. Obviously during the consultation I had with my client, I determined how much hair she wanted off. So I'm just going to go through here and I'm going to take probably about the top third away from this. Again, I'm pulling everything up, and just like I did in that last cut, I'm just going to work my way across the top of the head first. So we've got balance through this now because we made this all nice and symmetrical. So it isn't that the right side is losing a lot more hair than the left anymore. And then I'm just going to stand either behind or in front and just make sure I've got a nice neat line and nothing's coming through. So I've popped my guide in the top, and we've also got our guide from the clipper in. So I'm just going to work down this now, pulling this next section up again at 90. And this is kind of where the crown area would sit. And I'm going to work my way across the whole back, making sure I can see my guide from my previous section. Keeping my sections really neat, always picking up a bit of guide in every section I'm taking and working my way through there. Again, the way I'm stood, I'm kind of doing this so I can show you the best I can. I would be moving a bit more with every section I'm taking and stuff as well. So I'm just going to spin the head rather than me move and block the camera. And I'm just working my way now throughout the right side again, taking 90 degrees from that top guide that I put in, pulling up my next section underneath. And again, I'm just moving the head rather than me, so you can see. Right, so through here, this is quite a bit shorter now, and we're now going to go from our new guide of what we created around the crown area, and we're going to blend it now into the clippering that we put in. So I'm just going to move this hair out my way so you can see it a bit better. So through here then, my fingers are going to sit on the head, and I'm going to overstretch my fingers at a 45-degree angle from that crown area that we've just put in, and I'm going to cut from where my fingers are sitting on the head into that new layer. So essentially removing that triangle and taking out the weight in between the two. And I'm just going to do that across the whole of this back section. And when you go on quite short with your clipper in, you're not going to be able to remove all the weight by just putting this angle in. So once it's dried a bit more, we'll be able to see if there's still a bit of a weight line in there, which I can see there still is slightly. And we will remove that by doing a scissor over comb. Right then, so I'm going to work my way now through this top section. So we've got our guide here already, and now we need to work it through. So throughout this top section, just going to put a sliver through the front. We want to keep a bit of softness to this cut, so as the fringe falls forward, you know, I'm probably going to aim it to keep it around about the eyebrow level at first, so then we can texturize it and stuff after. So knowing that I need this through here longer than what I need it on top, probably twice as long. So as we work towards the front, we're going to stop putting that 90-degree angle in, probably just in front of the highest point of the head, and then we're going to lift this section up and cut it square rather than at 90. Okay, so through this top section here, I'm going to pull everything up to 90. And this is just my sliver to put my guide in. Now this is my last section I'm going to take at 90. And then from here, I'm pulling everything up square. So I'm not coming out at 90 degree from the root and cutting it forward. Well, not forward, but not 90 degrees as it comes out from the head. I'm lifting everything up and square, so it's coming directly up to the ceiling. So this is just pulling that section slightly longer. And again, I'm point cutting all of this just to keep it nice and soft and feminine through there. So from here, I've got my sliver. You can see where the hair is slightly more standing up through here. Now, I'm just going to work my way out from this sliver. So I'm now moving across the head horizontally, lifting the hair up and cutting anything that's not in my guide. But I know as I work towards that front section, I'm going to stop and drag it back slightly and cut it square. Just going to see if I can show you this from this side a bit better. So this is my last section that I'm going to cut at 90 degrees. And then from here, everything's getting pulled straight up and back into that guide. There we go. So now we've got that back section and the top section, we're now going to bring it into the sides. So as I'm working through these side sections, again, I want them to sit sort of soft to the face. So I'm going to work down, not completely vertically, but at a slight angle, that how the hair is going to sort of fall through onto the face. So there's just a slight angle in this, but a horizontal angle, if that makes sense. So going as we did through the back, we've now got our guide to the top, and we've got our guide from our clipper in, and we're just going to stretch our fingers to the top of that guide at the top, keeping our nail bed part of our fingers straight to the scalp, and we're going to work this out. So it's not the 45-degree angle because the length on top isn't quite stretching to that, but that's where we're pulling our fingers into the head. So again, I'm going to work so it's softer falling through, and I'm just going to take that angle again. So as we protrude to the front, it gets slightly longer anyway because we've lifted that top section back. And then the last section here. So we don't want to take it any further than the end of the eyebrow of what's falling into this side section. So just again, taking it down to where the clippering is on the side, lifting out the hair, and then this is a bit more of a true 45-degree angle through here as it's falling to the face. I'm just going to do that again on the other side, bringing the two together. So I know this is going to balance up really nicely because everything in there is already balanced. So bringing my fingers out to the top of the new layer cutting. Again, fingers are firmly into the scalp and then taking that angle through. I'm just pulling over the hair that I don't want in, so I'm taking it out from the end of the eyebrow. All right then. So Now we just need to put our fringe area in. So I'm just going to pull the hair down. Again, I know this is going to jump up slightly, so I'm just going to point cut this fringe. A little bit longer than I want it. So now I popped sort of the fringe area in, I'm just gonna double check that I haven't created too much of a weight line, which I have put slightly in there. So taking it out to the length of the hair to the top layer, I've got that slight triangle. So I'm just going to go through and take that triangle away. Right, so I'm just going to blast this through now quickly, and then we're going to put all the texturizing in, and we'll do a little bit of scissor over comb work as well. Oh, sorry, I'll mute myself quickly, sorry. There we go. Right then, so I can just see through here. I've still got a slight bit of weight that I just need to take away with my scissor over comb. This is my preferred brush. This is a clipper comb, but I actually really like it for the scissor over comb as well. So you want to make sure your eye level when you're doing your scissor over comb work. You want to keep the comb moving fast, your scissors moving faster than your comb, but again, as we were doing with the clipper, keep it in that C motion, really lifting it in and out of the hair, so we're not putting any more lines in. So I'm just going to make sure I might spin her the other way actually, because I'm right-handed. I might block the camera. So you can see the angle of the comb as it's going into the hair and coming out. So I'm just lifting, and everything that's being cut away from the bottom of that section is just weight line. That's through the hair. I have done another video on scissor over comb techniques, and that is on my YouTube channel. So if you want to watch a bit more of the scissor over comb techniques, what we found when I did the short back and sides level 2 of the Lee Stafford was he didn't actually talk very much about the angles he was putting in the hair, the movement of his comb and his scissors and things like that very well. So I kind of just felt like it was a little bit lost on a couple of students. So I've just given it a bit more detail. And my son did model for me, so bless him. That's on there if you need it. This side of the head isn't plugged as well as the other side, which is very annoying. It's just not sitting as nicely through here. Right, so what I'm going to do now is just go through and add my texture. So I'm going to chip through the fringe and texturize that a little bit more, and then I'm going to do a little bit of thinning scissor work through the rest. So through here, this is all again for me just sitting a little bit heavy still, so I'm just going to section that bit out of the way. I'm first of all going to work my way horizontally, picking the hair up, vertically, sorry, picking the hair up and just chipping my way through it. So again, I'm not going right into the hair that I'm taking it out from too far down, and then I'm just going to lift that hair up, and again this is sort of like the top third. I'm just going to go through and chip through that area as well. Obviously, if your client wants it really, really short bits in there, you can go closer. So just want that sitting a bit softer on the face, and then I'm just point cutting any bits that are hanging down too much as well. So through this top section then, just grab my thinning scissors. I'm just going to, where I see too much weight, I've got a little bit through here, I'm just going to pick that section up, twist it around, and then I'm going in with my thinning scissors again through that top third. Just taking some of the weight out. So the reason why I'm doing this, I think I said the other day when I did my the asymmetric cut, was that obviously with the thinning scissors we still have one heavy lined edge to them and the other one takes the bulk out. If you just pick the hair up and whack that in the hair, sometimes you can still then see a heavy line. So I always like picking the hair up and twisting it and then going through it and taking the weight out, because it just disperses that line a bit more. And then through my scissor over combing, and I think more so because it is the doll's head and I'm not trying to make excuses, I'm just gonna run my thinning scissors over the comb as well and just soften that in a little bit more, because especially on this side, I don't know if you can see it through here, it's been plugged a little bit funny and it's growing out. It's really, really sticking out compared to the other side. pen. Just going to blast a few of the little bits out. I'm just going to put a little bit of hairspray in there just to help me give it a little bit of texture. But this is all about just how you can bring a few cuts together and be a bit more creative with how you're styling the hair and how you're, you know, because we do teach you in quite a structured manner of, you know, this is the least acid recipe and this is how you cut it, because that's the education that we teach under. Again, I think it is brilliant, because if you are working with different teachers, you're getting that uniform teaching method. Nobody's teaching you against, you know, what somebody else is. You're getting that consistency. But now is the time to start thinking about, especially level 2, level 3 and going on, about how we're combining the angles and the techniques together to achieve cuts such as this. So I'm just going to flip my camera, see if you can. So obviously we've got the banding of colour slightly through there. So I've just taken all the weight line out through the back and the sides. I don't know if you can see where it's growing a little bit funny through there, not growing but plugged, and then everything through here is just left very texturized. So if you want to wear it over to the side and a bit softer through the face with a bit of height, you can do. If you want to wear it all forward and sort of do that, you can do. But again, everything is symmetrical through there, and as long as it's nice and soft and textured, you can kind of wear it as in how you want, really. So that is the 2 cuts complete. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the boot polish technique on Wednesday, because we have gone over slightly on what I wanted to do. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how soft that is sitting onto the face and how textured it is. And then I will send over the pictures of what I sketched out and created from the first cut as well. I'm going to try and merge these videos together from the GoPro and what I'm recording now, and then once I've done that, I'll upload it all for you later on. But so on Wednesday I will show you the boot polish, and I'll probably do that on one of my male mannequins. I've been teaching my husband how to barber, which is quite funny, and then I'll probably do a hair up as requested. But if anybody has got any requests that they want from me or questions they want to put to Patrick Cameron, please send them over. If you don't want to put them in the group, then just send them to me directly. But thank you very much for joining in. Hope I haven't waffled on too much again. And like I say, just keep in touch, and I'll try and get everything finished and uploaded for you later on today. Thank you.
Thanks, Leanne.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Leanne?
Yeah.
Do you know that pixie cut that you just done?
Yeah.
If you was to leave the fringe, like, so the fringe was to come asymmetrical and cut it down the shape of the face, would that still class as a pixie cut?
Yeah, because well, I suppose again that kind of all falls into your consultation, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just brought this like really, really short, but tried to keep it feminine, just to, you know, show you a different style of cutting short hair, really. But
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody wanted their whole fringe left nice and long, then yeah, definitely. As long as it's got all the texture up through here and it's really short, I would say that would be a pixie cut.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Yeah, babe. Pardon? What? Because you've gone off the internet, sweetheart. I'll show you what to play. No, I'm showing you. Sometimes it flicks off. Vodafone connected. Where's you two playing what? Boyfriend?
I don't think so.
Look,
I pushed it by accident.
no, why don't you bring me Barbie stuff up?
Daddy,
No, 3 more hours.
And it's like a celebration of British eccentricity and silliness. And obviously, we filmed all those editions in January and February before the crisis. And so, we're all doing the things we would always be doing, which is, shaking. But we have put those back to the autumn. And so there will be a gap, but hopefully people will.
Fucking phone.